So just to be clear, the first question I remember I was asked when we asked you this. Missing opportunities. So this email ID, what I was saying was, we needed the well, what the way it really needs to be is, it needs to copy the information from the contact, the email address from the contact, into the email ID. I remember you said this couldn't be done. Is there a trigger that can be built to do this? Just to be clear.
Sorry. What was that? I think this is we never discussed. What is
No,
the
this is not
what is
part of the
it?
job. This is not part of the job, James. This is a question for new
No.
jobs.
Actually, we never discussed this thing. So that is why I'm asking you.
Oh,
Like, what was that?
sorry. Just to be clear, email from the contact to be copied into the email ID.
From the contact roles.
Yeah, from the contact rules. So sometimes though there'll be more than one contact, so you need to be able to click which contact will show up in the email ID for the workflow rules to work. So to make it simple, we just need to copy over the email from the contact roles to the email ID, but we need to be
Mm-hmm.
able to pick which
Okay.
which one it would be. Is that possible?
Like, if you have 5 contact roles and you
Yeah,
want to copy over any of those
correct.
email
To the
IDs, so
email, yeah, to the email address. So there'll be an option like
so why you want to copy? Like, you can just directly copy that email
yeah, I
ID
know
and put it
manually. The only reason we wanted to do it automatically is because when an account's created or when a contact's created, because when you create an opportunity, it copies the information from the account. So the point is, if we're doing number of accounts and opportunities, we don't want to have to always
Your voice
manually.
is breaking.
Sorry, if we're doing loads of opportunities, we don't want to manually have to always copy over the email ID. Do you understand? We want it automated. Is that possible to build a trigger?
Your voice
Sorry,
broken
sorry,
in
James. James, is it possible to build the trigger?
yeah, it is possible. But how you will choose?
It'll be a click. It'll
Within
be like a
trigger,
tick box.
you don't get any interface to choose.
So the way I guess the way I see it logically would be better than copying and pasting it would be, um, you know, it either does it automatically or there'll be another button that says, um, update, update, or update what email address for automated workflows or automation responses, and then if you click that button, maybe a
So
workflow.
you
So
so you have only this requirement like on opportunity under contact roles. You have 5 contact roles, and you want to take any of those email address to opportunity email ID. That's it.
correct. So you just click. You literally click. Sorry, you click. You like a tick box.
So what is the criteria? What is the criteria of copying that email address? Will be the criteria?
It will be the tick boxes that I was just mentioning. So if they click on the tick boxes, then they'll be able to copy the email address over to the email ID section, so that the automated workflows will work. Sorry,
So it is fine. We can do it with the trigger. But
so
like
it is
if I
possible.
have 5 email address,
Yeah,
which email address I will copy?
it will be the one that has been ticked.
Yeah, then it is fine. It is
Okay.
just a small trigger. And whenever you want to copy email ID
Okay.
or whenever like the code we can write on contact roles, a trigger will be written and then that trigger will copy over the contact email address to opportunity.
Okay. And the last question I had was in the submission object.
And
Just
I think,
hmm? Sorry, James.
sorry.
No. So say one. Sorry. Can you say what you were saying? Sorry.
So your requirement is not clear right now still.
For that, for what I just mentioned.
Yeah, requirement is not clear.
Yeah, you just mentioned it. You said you'll build a trigger that can allow the email to be copied over. If there's 5 contact roles, there'll be a tick box next to each contact role. If they tick the box, that's the email address that will show up in the email ID.
So basically, you cannot write a trigger on opportunity contact role or contact role.
You cannot,
There
or
is
you can,
a
you can, or you cannot. This is what I
no,
was confirming because it's
no. It is not. It is not me. It is not me. No one can create a trigger on opportunity contact role because it is not possible. So what we can do is just just go through with this idea so that nobody make you fool out of it. It is not possible. Like we cannot create a trigger on contact rows. But what we can do is
Yeah.
we can write a batch class that will copy the email address which has been tagged from contact rows and copy over to opportunity. That we can do it using the batch class. That batch class will run like on the nightly mode, and it will copy over that email address to opportunity. But a trigger cannot be written. You can see that blog I just gave you. It is
Okay.
an idea being posted, but it is not been implemented yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the second question I had was in the submission tab. For instance, the way this works at the moment is when they click submit to bank, it sends the email to all the different recipients. Now the question I want to know was because some of the zips sizes are too big. So what is the question I have to ask then, or maybe this is maybe a question we'll have to figure out. But what is the maximum size that can be sent out to the emails um, for attachments? Because if the attachments are too big, they can't be sent. So the question was, what's the maximum size we can send for an email so it can match all email addresses? And the second question is, if the file's too big, how do we then split the files? How do we split the file so that we send two emails? Would we need to create two, would have to create two submission records, wouldn't we?
We cannot split the file, first thing. We don't know which format it is, and we cannot split it. There is no way to split a file in Salesforce.com. If you say there is an image file, you want to split it, so just get an idea how you want to split that file. So
Okay.
there's no way we can split
Can
it.
we set? Can we
We can
set?
upload. We can
Sorry, James.
Yeah.
Can we
So we
set?
can send email for the bulk notification, but not like that. We can use a batch functionality. There we have a feature where we can send bulk attachment as well
Okay. Can we set?
using the batch.
Can we set size requirements? So if for instance, attachments are in the chasing or in the submission account, we can set size requirements. So if the size is if the size is maybe 500 megabytes and less, it will send. If not, it will say that it will say that it cannot hold any more space. Please create a new
Yeah,
record.
that can be done.
That can
That
be
that
that
can
can
be
be done.
done.
Okay, that
Yeah,
can be done.
that is.
Okay, no problem. Let me get over this list to you then, James. Let me get this list to you so we can get this done. So
Okay.
you need a
So these are the
flow.
new requirement you have.
Sorry, sorry, James.
So
Hello.
I'm saying these are the new requirement you have.
No, no, these are questions. These are questions. I'm finding out I'm trying to figure out because we need to. These are things that do need to happen, but we need to get past this stage. So the sizing
So
of
when you
the
can,
opportunity.
so
Sorry.
when you can give me like the flow for the submission, like I can complete that job today itself,
Okay.
but I need that if else condition so that I can complete it.
Okay. No problem, James. I'll get that to you.
Yeah.
I'll get that to you. The only problem is it's just 'cause I got an itinerary. So right now I have to move on to Service Force, Service Cloud. So if I write out the whole flow for you to create the trigger, it may not be
Yeah.
until later because I have a
Okay.
priority. So if you want to take the information now and send it to me so I can confirm it, that'll be quicker. But if I have to write it out, I'm actually late.
What
But
I'm doing right now
yeah,
is I'm copying it to account object, all the
yeah,
attachment whenever you add it.
yeah. And then there'll be a
That
button.
I'm doing
There'll be tick boxes. There'll be a yes, no,
on.
and a percentage. If all of them are
Yeah.
yes, then fine, they send it. If one of them are no, then there'll be a prompt that will pop up to say, "Are you sure you want to send this to submission? Please check again before you do." If they say yes, then send it to submission.
You need to provide me that flow like in a text format, and
Yeah,
then I'll put in like
no
if an
problem,
else
no
condition.
problem.
That,
I'll do the
otherwise, other things
I
I'm
will
doing
do
right
the
now.
other stuff then in the meantime when I get that over, like you said, and we
Yeah.
add it and we add it. Thank you, James.
And
I appreciate it.
and
Yeah,
and you need to award me job on this site.
yeah, yeah. Upwork. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna do that. You know I'm gonna do that for you, James. No problem. I'm going to do that for you. And yeah. Sorry. I apologize if I was a bit rude earlier, James. It's just because we've been back and forth so much, and it's just too much, sometimes, because it's just like
No problem.
yeah, the market's just saying different things, so it's hard
No
to
problem.
take.
It's fine.
It's hard to take it all the time. It's hard. I'm trying. So yeah, I apologize. I have to apologize.
Sure,
Z.
sure. I'm also going to a meeting, and you can get back to me with all those.
I will do.
Thank you.
I will do so. No problem.